Hi guys, today we're going to be showing you how to use a pipette. In order to conduct this lab, we must start with proper attire. Proper lab attire is important. Goggles should be worn at all times. You should always have on closed-toe shoes. Long pants are also important for lab. Also, you should make sure, if working with something such as toxic chemicals or a Bunsen burner, that you don't have on long sleeves and your hair is tied back. In the video, the lab group will also demonstrate proper lab attire. Next, proper lab technique will be shown. We're going to start first talking about the meniscus. What is this, you ask? The meniscus is the upward and downward curve at the surface of a liquid in response to its container. The meniscus is formed due to the adhesive and cohesive forces acting on the water molecules. Water is a polar molecule consisting of a partial positive on its hydrogen and a partial negative charge on the oxygen. In a container, the adhesive forces between water molecules and walls are much stronger than the adhesive forces between water molecules. To read the volume, the pipette should be held vertically at eye level and be read from the bottom of the meniscus. Before starting the lab, you must prime the pipette. In order to prime the pipette, you must first rinse it with water 3 times and then with solution 3 times. Next, we are going into how to use the pipette. Dip it into the solution, squeeze the bulb, place it over the pipette to draw the solution into the pipette. Remove the bulb and quickly put your finger on top of the pipette. Read the meniscus at eye level. And then transfer some of the solution into a separate beaker. And read the meniscus again at eye level. And then record your initial and final volume, the initial being the first volume and the final being the last. Good thinking, Dale. Now, repeat the procedure with each of your lab partners. Next, we will be determining the graduated cylinder volume. You will read the meniscus exactly the same as described in the beginning of the video, except this time the initial volume will always be 0, and the final volume is the actual volume that you get the first time. Dilution, the action of making a liquid more dilute. The formula for dilution is C1 times V1 equals C2 times V2. C1 being the concentration of stock, V1 being the volume of the stock solution, V2 being the final volume of the new solution, and C2 being the X that we're finding. Here is Kayla pouring the stock solution correctly. Good job, Kayla. C1 in our experiment was 20%. We then moved it to the volumetric flask using the pipette to find our V1, which was 7.35 milliliters. And V2 was 25 milliliters. C2 was the X, which is what we were solving for, and C2 ended up being 5.87. We then took the first C2 we found and made it our C1 in the next equation, as pictured here.
After the experiment is done, the most important part is to clean up after yourself, which means wash the materials that you used and clean the areas surrounding you.
That's it. Thanks for watching, guys.